Hello. It's good to see you. Today we are just going to talk a little bit. We're just going to ramble a little bit about my day. I don't really know what to say about it. It's been a really interesting day. It's not even hypothetical, like all this happened. Okay, so first of all, you're probably wondering about this glowing. What is this? I went to Goodwill tonight. Actually, this is a floor lamp. It is just, I know it doesn't look like much. It's actually just the coolest thing ever, and it keeps swinging that way. I was standing in line at Goodwill, and I spotted this lamp from afar. You know how they have people who spot the love of their life across the room? No, I spotted this cool lamp. It's adjustable. It has this is fabric over it, the little strips here, and it's just a hanging bulb. I think there's a werewolf outside. Something weird. Just something weird in the air tonight. People are just strange. But no, I saw this. It was only $15. It has a really heavy metal base. And down here we have these little beads, these little red glass beads hanging from it. I love this lamp so much. So you can actually adjust it to be a lot taller than this. But what I want to do though, I'm going to put this downstairs next to I have this papasan chair. I think it's going to look perfect next to my papasan chair. I'm going to put it over there. Like I could sit over there and read a book or whatever. It's the most comfortable chair. I think it's the most comfortable piece of furniture in this house. It's fabulous. I got that papasan chair in 1999. I found it in a thrift store in Waukegan, Illinois. The one mentioned at the beginning of River Road was an actual thrift store that I love to shop in. They always had really cool stuff. And I found it in there, and it was used, and I think it was $20. And it's big. It's just made for one person, but it's just larger than most of them. Some of them are kind of little. It's just a single person thing, but it's kind of big, and I love this chair so much. I have every other piece of furniture I've had since then. I think I've no longer have, but I have held on to that chair, and it's gone everywhere with me for over 20 years now. I love that chair. I would spend a significant amount of money to repair it if it ever fell apart. Fortunately, it's very well made, and it creaks a little bit when you sit down in it, but that's it. It's fabulous. But I saw this lamp, and I said this would be perfect to put over in that corner, because right now I have the papasan chair kind of over in a corner downstairs, and this lamp will go so well with that chair. And that corner's kind of dark, like there's just the one overhead light down there, and that corner's always been kind of dark anyway, and I had been kind of looking for a lamp to put over there next to my chair. And I said, oh man, this lamp is awesome. So I had to show you my lamp, and the lighting in this video is going to be a little different because people are always complaining about my lighting. Well, how's that for you? A groovy lamp. It's really cool. This is just like a gauzy fabric, sort of an amber color. Really cool. But I have had a very eventful day. Actually, it's not over yet. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I still have to go back downstairs and do my day job. You know, I'm a paralegal by day. That's my Clark Kent job. This is my Superman job. But during the day, I have an actual job. And I was very busy this morning. And if you follow me on Facebook, or I almost said Facegram or Instabook. If you follow me on FaceTube or Chapsnat, Facebook or Instagram, you know what happened today. If you've been following the saga of the kitchen improvements, I got these quartz countertops back in March. I also got some ledge stone, which is like a rock veneer, that I wanted to use like a backsplash, like from the countertops up to the underside of the cabinets. And I had the hardest time finding anybody to put it up. I've been waiting since February to get this stuff put up. It's actually been sitting in my dining room since January. And several people fell through that were supposed to do it. I was going to have Lowe's do it. That didn't work out. And then I found this guy that was supposed to be really good, but he was really, really backed up. Like he said, I have so much to do. I can't even, there's no way I can even get to it until August at least. I said that, you know what, that's fine. As long as I know that you can do it and you will do it eventually. Well, he ended up not being able to do it until September, the end of September, basically. But they started on it yesterday, and they got part of it done. And then today they were in there, like my little home office is in the kitchen as well. So they're in there working and banging around, and they had this saw set up, like a table saw outside of the front door where they were cutting the rock and stuff, because they have to cut it and fit it and all this stuff. And I'm down there working, and it was actually not too bad. But I had so much work to do that, and the attorney I work for was not going to be available for several hours this afternoon. So he was going to have to review some stuff and get back to me on it. He has to approve it before I can do anything with it, like file it. So I actually have 4 things that I have to go down there and see if he's reviewed. So it's to see if I can file them today. Because if I don't do it today, I'm going to have to do it tomorrow, and I don't want to do it tomorrow. So when I get done here, I'm going to have to go down there and work for a while and then get up in the morning like normal. But I had to tell you about my day. First of all, I'm gonna do a video of all. I made little clips along the way of this kitchen process. It's probably going to be very disjointed and anticlimactic, but here's what we ended up with. This is what my countertops. Oh, sorry. This is what my kitchen looks like now. You can't really see the countertops too well, but you can see the rock backsplash. Yeah, I am so happy with it. It looks better than I even imagined it would. I'm so happy with it. It's fantastic. I love it. I'm so glad I did it. I was starting to kind of second guess my decision to put that up over the months that I've been waiting to get it put up. I was starting to think, well, it might not look that good. What if I don't like it? But I do like it. I like it very much. And so they finished that around lunchtime today, and I was still working. And then this afternoon I went to a boot camp class, which was crazy. We were doing these 8-minute sets. Like, you would do 8 minutes of cardio, you would do 1 minute of one thing, go immediately to something else for a minute, and something else, 4 different things, and then you start over 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we would get a 1-minute break, and then we'd do like 8 minutes of abs, 8 minutes of core, for an hour. So I did that, but I had some stuff in the trunk that I wanted to take to Goodwill. I've been in one of my cleaning out phases where I'm just trying to de-junk. Like, I hate clutter. I really dislike clutter. And I had a bunch of stuff that I wanted to take to Goodwill, and it was all in the trunk of the car. So I thought, after the exercise class, well, I'll just run up there. There's a Goodwill not far. I'll just take it up there and drop it off. Well, I got up there, and then I realized it was the drop-off area was closed off. Like, they have this gate that they can put up so you can't get back there. They've changed it for some reason, and they said it was because of COVID, but I don't really understand. Like, I think COVID is like stronger at certain times of the day, or it seems like people, I don't know. You can't drop off anything after 6 p.m. during the week. Now, the store itself is open until 8, but they don't take donations after 6. So I got there at like 6:45. So it was all closed off, so I still have all the stuff in my trunk. But I thought, well, I'm already here. I might as well go in. I mean, I have to go in. I cannot just, go all the way up here and not go in. I'll just go in for a minute. I always say that, even if I'm by myself. I'll just go in for a minute, and I'm in there for an hour. But I'm glad I went in because I found this super cool lamp, which I love very much. It already had a light bulb in it. I didn't even have to put a light bulb in it. Isn't that neat? And then, see, around here, you can get what they call preferred customer cards. It's a little card, and it just has Goodwill preferred customer on it. Mine is very worn out because they won't give you a new one, and it's all faded like the front. You can't even hardly read the front anymore because I've had it for so long. And if you pay $15 a year for this card, and it gives you, up until recently, it gave you 10% off of most items in the store. So you get a 10% discount. But recently, starting last month, if you have that card, you get 15% off most items, unless it's a new thing. Like they do have new merchandise, you don't get a discount on that. But I got 15% off my lamp. The original price was $15, which I thought that was even a good deal. I mean, I didn't mind that. I thought that was pretty good. I like it. This lamp makes me very happy. I don't know. It's just so cool. It's just so neat. I can't wait to see what it looks like downstairs with my little chair over in the corner. It's going to look good. Oh, and I also found a drying rack. See, a lot of my clothes I don't dry. I hang them up to dry. And I have this drying rack. It's a wooden drying rack, and I've had this thing for probably 25 years. And it was starting to get a little rickety, and there's no way to tighten it, but it's become very wobbly. I bought it many years ago. I think it came from Walmart maybe, or somewhere, but I've had it forever. And I was going to get another one. I thought, well, I'll just go get another one. You know, that one I think I paid, it wasn't even $10. I think it was like $8. Oh my God, those things have gotten expensive just for a basic drying rack. They're like $30 now. Why is this? I can't bring myself to pay that for one. I'm looking at it like, I can't pay that. I can't pay $30 for that. I can't do it. Especially since the one I have still works. It's just very wobbly. You just have to be careful not to knock into it. I have this special little area where I put it. And it just stays set up there all the time. My washer and dryer are downstairs, and it's like they're below the stairs going up. So they have little doors that open out, like little accordion doors, like that. And so the washer and dryer are here, and the drying rack is in this space over here. And then there's extra storage right under the stairs for other stuff. But that's where I sit my drying rack. I found another drying rack at Goodwill too. It was only $5 minus my 15% discount, which was fabulous. And this one is actually, I think it's metal. It's not wood. It's very sturdy. It's very awesome. I already have it set up. But I have learned when it comes to stuff like that, it's better to hang on to the one you already have for a bit, just to make sure that the new one is going to work for you. You know, there might be something about it that's messed up, but you don't see it right away. You might find that you don't like it, and then you're stuck with another drying rack that doesn't make you happy. But anyway, I get the new drying rack and I set that up. I was very happy with that. And my lamp, I found a hat for Carl. It's got like a Batman logo on it. It's very cool. And I found some other things. I had this idea for a video showing small things. And I looked over in the knickknacks section, and what started it was I found this little chair. This little tiny chair. It's about that big. And it's made out of resin, but it's made to look like wood. I thought that was a cute little thing. And then I found some other tiny things, and I bought those too. But that's all over yonder somewhere in a bag. But while I was there, I told you all that to tell you this. Oh, another thing too about that discount card. They do give you 15% off now, and they made a big deal out of that. Ooh, if you have the discount card now, it's going to be 15% off. Make it, yay! But what they didn't say, but what I noticed was at the same time, they also raised the prices of everything. So you're not really saving any money. Everything actually is more expensive now. They raised prices last month, and some of the increases were kind of substantial. So, I mean, yeah, you're getting 15% off, but it's kind of, you're just sort of breaking even on most stuff. But anyway, whatever. But it was just funny because they made such a big deal to tell everybody, oh my God, you can get 15% off with your card now instead of 10. Oh, but we did raise prices, but I'm not going to mention that. We're hoping you won't notice. I noticed. So anyway, I'm in there, and I'm I was standing in line and I was looking at that lamp, and it was across the way, and I'm in line and I'm looking at it and I'm going, that from here looks really cool. That lamp looks cool. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Well, I got out of line. There was nobody behind me, so I got out of line and I went over there and I looked at it. It was actually super cool. It has, this part is metal. There's like a metal tube, and you can adjust it to make it, taller or whatever. I think it only goes down a little bit further than this. It has this big, heavy base, like this metal base. It's very awkward to try to move it because this part's swinging and the base is heavy and your center of gravity is weird. And yeah, anyway, so I'm looking at that. And then I got back in line. And at first I thought, I'm not buying that lamp. That's stupid. Don't buy that lamp. And I didn't see the drying rack right away. It was over there too, but I was so focused on the lamp I didn't see the drying rack. But so I got back in line with the little stuff I had to purchase. And this man, this person came in, and I don't describe people this way, okay? This man was trashy, okay? This man was trashy. I mean, I'm talking about like his attitude, his demeanor, and the way he spoke to the cashier just infuriated me. I about went to his ass myself. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, so this trashy man comes in, and he was by himself at first, or I thought he was. He comes in, cuts in front of everybody in line, and he's got a weed eater, and I'm like, excuse you? And he goes up to the person that was at the register, had just left, and he goes up to the cashier, and he's got a receipt in his hand, and he slaps it down on the counter, and he goes, this weed eater don't work. I want my money back. And she looked at the receipt, and she said, well, sir, we can give you a store credit, but as it states on the receipt, we don't give cash back. You get a store credit for, electronics or anything like that, which I guess weed eaters are considered electronic, although I looked at it and it was a gas-powered weed eater. It wasn't electronic, but I guess it's all kind of lumped together in that category. He went off on her. I mean, he started screaming at her. He was cussing at her. I mean, like what we used to refer to as big people cuss words when I was a kid, like, the rated R cuss words. I mean, that's why I say he was trashy. Like, you don't talk like that in public. There were kids in there. Like, it was very inappropriate. And it took me right back to the days that I used to work in retail myself, and I felt so bad for that cashier because I know what that feels like. Like, you can't do anything about it. If the store policy is that you don't give cash back, you don't give cash back. I mean, there's nothing you can do. But sometimes the customers will yell at you anyway. It's terrible. And he goes off on her. He is screaming, cussing at her. And she was so sweet, bless her heart. She's very young. She might have been 20, and she's back there behind the counter like, sir, I'm sorry, but I cannot give you your money back. And he's screaming like, I don't want anything from this effing store, this GD, just going off. Okay, this weed eater, first of all, I would not buy a weed eater in Goodwill. Nothing against Goodwill. I love Goodwill. I mean, look at this lamp. Look at this lamp. It's awesome. This lamp is just awesome. I see weed eaters and stuff like that in there from time to time, but I wouldn't buy one. No, I mean, okay, so he paid $10 for this weed eater. He stated that repeatedly. I paid $10 GD for this weed eater, and I want my effing $10 back, you bitch. He was calling her a bitch. He was just going off on her. Called her stupid, you moron. One thing that really irked me too was that I knew there were other employees in the store. They were back in the back. I saw them back there just minutes before this happened. They have these swinging double doors at the back. There were 2 or 3 employees back there. Nobody came out. nobody came out to help her, and that made me just as mad as that man did. Like, why is no, I know they can hear, I know they can hear it. Why are they not coming out here to help her? This is, it's not appropriate. I mean, she wasn't the manager, she was just the cashier up front. And he's screaming and yelling at her, and then and now I'm not calling her this, okay? He called her this. His old lady came in the store, and that's how he referred to her. This woman comes in, and she comes stomping up to the register and said, "What's taking so effing long?" Like, oh boy, there's another one. And there are little kids in line behind me. I'm going, oh, wow, you people suck. I mean, what is wrong? Were you raised by wolves? I mean, do you not have a grandma or somebody that would smack you for talking like that? They weren't raised right. That's all I can say. They have no home training. They don't. I mean, you just don't talk like that in public. So she came up there, and then she starts fussing. And he looks at his, whatever she was, significant other, or I don't know. And he goes, "Can you believe this effing idiot won't give me my GD money back? She's a goddamn idiot." And the cashier goes, "Sir, would you please not speak like that in the store?" And he goes, "I wasn't talking to you, you idiot. I was talking to my old lady." I haven't heard anybody refer to, I haven't heard the term old lady probably since I was a kid. And I don't even remember who said it. I have never heard anybody sincerely refer to their woman as their old lady. It almost felt like a skit. Like, is this man for real? Is this real? Is this candy camera? Is this one of these, what would you do scenarios? Like, they'll put you, they will have the actors in these situations to see how people react. It was so weird, and he's just going off like, "I'm not leaving here without my money." And then he starts shouting. Like, he gets right up. There was a plexiglass thing. He is beating on the plastic plexiglass going, "Give me my money. I want my money right now." And nobody was helping her. And you could tell she was just terrified. Like, I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. She paged somebody to come up front. Nobody came. So I don't know who was in charge. I don't know. But whoever it was does not need to have that job. Like, if they can't deal with that, you don't need to be doing that. You should have been up there. The first time you heard raised voices, you should have been up there, seeing what you could do to diffuse the situation. But he said, "When I bought this, so-and-so told me that if it didn't work, I could have my money back." Must have been some other employee there. And the cashier said, "Well, sir, that may be, but if they told you that, that is not correct. We do not give cash back. All sales are final. Now, for electronics or things like this, if it doesn't work, bring it back with the receipt within 10 days, and you can get a store credit." She had already told him this like 3 times. And he starts just screaming over her. I give her credit for how calm she was being. I tell you, I couldn't. I'm right behind him, and I am just, I had a little basket, like a little carry basket with my stuff in it. I am just shaking, like I am just ready to throttle this man for the way he's talking to her. Like, you are so out of line. You are so trashy. Oh my God. He's, "Well, so-and-so said I could have my money back, and I'm not leaving without it." I thought he was going to rob the place. Like, is he going to pull a gun out on him? Is he going to rob this place? Lord have mercy. Well, this old lady then starts saying, "No, let's go, just forget about it. We'll call and we'll get her fired. She better give your money back. We're going to get her fired." I can't tell you the number of times I heard that working in retail. "I'm going to get you fired." Okay. After dealing with people like that for a while, it's like, I kind of wish you would get me fired, because I'm sort of sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with people like you that just come in here and have a chip on your shoulder and look for something to be mad about. But I remember having to deal with people like that, and it seems like, to me, it seems like, my son and I were just talking about this, it seems like in the last year or so, people have gotten so much worse. I mean, I see it all the time on the road, in stores. People are angry, they're entitled, they have no patience. They're just oblivious to everyone else. He was up there for at least 5 minutes, and it was a very long 5 minutes. I mean, I thought those 8-minute sets of cardio and stuff in my exercise class were long. It was very long. It was very tense. I didn't know what was going to happen. And okay, so finally he goes, well, you know what, F it, I'm just going to call and I'm going to talk to your boss and I'm going to get that money taken out of your paycheck because you're a piece of shit. And I'm sitting there like, I am so angry. I am so angry for that cashier that she has to put up with this and that no one is helping her. So he leaves, and I get up there and I'm putting my stuff on the counter, and then he comes back in like, oh my God, what? He goes, you know what? No, you are going to give me my money. I am not leaving. And his old lady, I guess, just went out to the car. She didn't come back in. You are going to give me my money. You're going to give it to me personally if you're not going to get it out of that register. I thought, oh my God, we're going to watch a robbery right here in Goodwill. What is this man's deal? He said, I used that weed eater. Apparently, he had this weed eater. Now, you have 10 days to return stuff like that if you have the receipt. If you don't have the receipt, you can't return it at all. You have the receipt. It was the 10th day. He said in the midst of all this, at some point, he used that weed eater 7 days straight, and then it wouldn't start. So it sounds to me like he got a lot of use out of it. He used it for 7 days in a row, and then it wouldn't start. So he wanted his $10 back. Well, they do try to test that stuff, and I would imagine if he was able to get 7 days worth of use out of it, they had no reason to think it was faulty. You know, he admitted it worked for a whole week, and then it wouldn't start, or something was wrong with it and it wouldn't work anymore. I think personally, and when he said that, I remember in my days working in retail, and I thought, you know what I bet happened? You know what I bet he did? He bought that thing for a specific purpose. He bought it to do something, and he got his use out of it. It still works fine, but now he wants his money back. He's going to use it and then return it and get his money back. People do that all the time. And when I worked in Eckerd, we had people do that. They would try to return things that were clearly used, although they would swear up and down, oh, I didn't use it. It doesn't work. Like, you used it. You know, you can tell, but most of the time, just to keep the peace, the manager would give their money back, and I didn't like that. Like, you're rewarding this crappy behavior, but I get it. You know, you got to pick your battles. But if you're sitting there openly admitting you were able to get 7 days worth of use out of a weed eater you paid $10 for at Goodwill, I think you got your $10 worth, but he didn't agree. He wanted his $10 back. Very trashy man. So he had jorts on. Like, I can't take anybody seriously in jorts. I just can't. And he said, oh, you're going to give me my money back. And he said, you're going to do it? You're going to give it to me out of your pocket? And she said, sir, I don't have any money. She said, I don't have any money. I work at Goodwill. Why do you think I have money? Just deadpan, like straight face. And he stomped out again. He had taken the weed eater back out to his car. He came back a second time. And he said, you give me the number for corporate right now. He's just shouting. He doesn't care. He just butts in front of me again. You give me the number for corporate right now. And she rattled it off. He said, write it down. You get a pen and a piece of paper and you write that shit down. I'm not going to remember that. You shouldn't expect me to remember that. Write it down. He was so mean to her. Oh my God. Still nobody came out from the back. They've heard this guy come in and go, you know, and he's still giving her grief. And so she got like a piece of register tape and a pen, and she wrote it down. And he said, I want your name. Give me your name. He said, hold your badge up here where I can see it. And he goes, is that your real name? And he wanted her badge number. I'm like, she's not a cop. He said, what's your employee number? What's your badge number? She said, sir, I don't have a badge number. This is my name. You can tell them, you know, which store. They know who I am. That's all you're going to get from me. He kept insisting that she had a badge number, and she's like, I don't have a badge number. What is your, oh my God. He snatched that piece of paper out of her hand and stomped out. And she's just sitting there, just like, and I told her, I said, that guy was a jackass. And I am so sorry. I mean, there was this one point before I got up to the register, he was poking the plexiglass, like, and it's hanging from, like, there are these chains that are suspended from the ceiling that hold this massive piece of plexiglass, right? And of course, you can't get right in her face, but he's poking the plexiglass and making it like swing back and forth. And he goes, are you too stupid to know you're stupid? Are you too stupid to know you're stupid? He said it twice. I could feel my hands around his neck. I swear to you, I wanted to just go to his ass. Like, I'm going to take my earrings off and we're going to go at it, dude. I'm going to bring my hometown out of me and we're going to scrap right here in this Goodwill. The amount of restraint that she showed was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And I told her after he was finally gone, I said, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you have to deal with people like that. That he was out of line. He was 100% out of line, and you didn't deserve any of that. I would have been in tears, I swear, if I'd had to deal with that. And there were a few times when I worked in retail that I had a customer leave me in tears because I cannot handle people yelling at me. It just breaks me up. I can't do it. It'll make me cry. Even if it's something I can't help, like, I'm sorry that you're upset about this issue that I have no control over, but they'll yell at you anyway. And I just break down. I hated it. I hated it so much. And she said, yeah, I'm really ready to go home now. The store closes at 8, and at this point it was like 7:30 or so. Because I'd been in there for a bit. It was almost 7:30. And she said, yeah, I'm really ready to go. And, but I told her, I said, I really hope the rest of your day gets better. And just, you didn't deserve that. I don't know what to say, but you did not deserve that. And that is his problem. And he is a piece of crap. And I really hope that you don't have to deal with anybody like that again for a very long time. I know it's inevitable, but you didn't deserve any of that. He is clearly in the wrong. It's right there on the receipt that you don't get your money back. You just get a store credit if you return it within 10 days with the receipt. I've been shopping in Goodwill forever. I know that. See, I'm testing out my lamp right now. It's actually working great. I love my lamp. But it was very... I got all like worked up, like my blood pressure was up and my heart rate was up, and it was terrible. I hated it. I can only imagine how she felt. But she handled it very well with so much calm and grace. She didn't get mad. She didn't scream back. And I have seen cashiers get into it with customers, and you know what? I get it. I get it. I could not face these people day in, day out, especially as people are just so rude and so hateful. And I don't really know why, but, I see it on the road. I see it in the stores. People are just so angry. It's like they have this rage, and it's not really directed in anything in particular. It just goes wherever they can find an outlet for it. And it's just awful. But I really hope that I hope the rest of her night went better than that. But I also told her it was really wrong that none of the other employees came to even try to help. That was messed up. And there's no excuse for it. But that just shook me up, man. I haven't seen anything quite that bad in a while. But that guy was a massive jerk. Just a very trashy person. That is a trashy person. That is not how you handle things. He handled it like a spoiled brat, like a little 2-year-old who didn't get the cookie they wanted. So they're going to have a fit. He's probably never been told no a day in his life. Trashy person. Not raised right. But that was my day. So then I came home and I still haven't had dinner. I realized that right before I sat down. Like, I never got dinner. I never got any dinner. So then I had to go to Walmart after that. I had to go get something. And gosh, and then I got home and I don't know what happened. But anyway, the kids ate without me. We had this, oh my God, I got this calzone. There's this restaurant. I ordered a calzone from there, like a meat calzone. I didn't know how big it was going to be. They had a regular or a large. I thought it'd be like this big. That thing was like this big. It was massive. So they had, there was a bunch of that left over. I think they had that. It was very good, but there was a lot of it. But yeah, so that was crazy. But overall, it's been a good day. But I got to go get to work. So, thank you so much for watching. One of the messages I wanted to convey with this, though, is if you can be nice to somebody, like a stranger, or think about, you know, the last year and a half, you've heard about, heroes, our heroes. Nobody talks about people who work in grocery stores that much, or, Walmart or Target or whatever. People that have worked throughout this whole ordeal and have had to work, with people coughing and hacking all over the place and dealing with the attitudes and the anger and the frustration of all these customers every day. If you see a cashier or just like a grocery store employee, if nothing else, just smile and say hello. I hope you have a good day. I think it would mean the world to them, because I don't imagine they hear that very much. Pretty much all they hear are complaints. And they deserve better than that. If you're having a bad day, it's not their fault. They didn't do it. And I hate to see people take it out on them, because it's not fair. It's not right. Because when you're on the other side of that register, you're not the customer. There's not really anything you can do. You can't say what you want to say to them. You can't really do anything. And you just have to take it. A lot of times you just have to take it. And it sucks. It sucks. And so I want to say to anyone out there who has had to deal with these terrible, terrible attitudes that people have these days, and it's like that has also been, it's like a freaking epidemic of just assholes. I see them all the time. I'm so sorry. And just remember, you didn't deserve that either. And I sincerely hope that you have a good day tomorrow and that you don't have to deal with any jerks at all. Let's hope that for the rest of the month, the rest of the year, you don't have any more of those people. Let's just hope. I sincerely hope so. And thank you for everything you do. I know your job is hard, and people don't appreciate how hard your job is. They don't. Unless they've done it, they can't even begin to understand. You not only do you have to put up with crap from customers, you have to put up with your managers, the crazy rules and things that come down that make no sense, but you have to do them anyway. And it's like a parade of never-ending shit, and it's just awful. And if nothing else, I want you to know I do appreciate you. I thank you for being there. I thank you for everything you do, and you do it every day with a smile on your face, even though some days it is damn near impossible to do it. I thank you for everything you do, and I hope you have a great day. I hope the rest of the year is good for you too. And I will see you again really soon. Thank you so much for being here. Now I'm going to get back to work myself.